Howdy doody, everyone. Today is May 11th, 2019, and today I want to talk about war and peace, or peace and war. Um, in a conversation with like several people today about, uh, what's going on with the world today and politics and also the struggle within uh, our own lives and how sometimes we feel super overwhelmed about things, or if we're dealing with somebody that we don't like, how do we deal with them? And it's not an always easy thing because it's it can get daunting in terms of thinking too much about it, right? So what, what I've realized is that war is only created in the mind, and peace is created from the heart, right? And when we're trying to overcome something and we're thinking too much about it, we're strategizing too much about it, we're in our head a lot, that's when the war starts, right? And that goes the same with interacting with other people. When we're trying to manipulate other people, or we're trying to figure out how to win over this other person or group of people, it's really causes distress, and that's when a lot of wars start. But when we come from the heart and we really listen to the other person and um, really take the opportunity to do our best to understand, and understanding comes with compassion and empathy, right? um, that's a very, very universal, peaceful um, way of believing, right? So when we come from the heart and we we listen to each other and take the time to really just like understand where the other person is coming from, through conversations, through dialogue, um, that's when we can actually start to build a bridge that can really help change and shift perspectives. And not only that, it really helps to create, it really helps to create value. I mean, that's the only word I can think of. I wish I could think of another word, but it really just helps to create value, right? And yeah, it's not about a competition, because the only person we're competing with is ourselves. If you think about it, we're just competing with ourselves. The other people out there, we're really not. We're really not, competing with them. I mean, we might have conflicting thoughts. We might have, um, you know, daunting ideas about people, judgment, whatever it is. But where does that come from? It comes from us. It comes from inside of this. But when we decide to change this, that's when things start to shift, and then that's when we are able to come from the heart. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not. when something's when something's coming at you, excuse me, when something's coming at you, um, or you just you're just having a bad day, for instance, right? How do you shift out of that? How do you shift out of that? I mean, it's not easy sometimes, but you gotta fight it. You gotta the fight. You got you gotta you gotta stand up and fight. This is bigger than bigger than you, right? And so we've got to stand up to it so that we become bigger than it, right? Man, what is a great quote that I heard today? I can't place it right now, but essentially, is it, you know, I have that thing, right? That thing doesn't have me. So essentially, it's me overcoming, and not just overcoming, but standing above this illusion, this um, uh, distortion, this whatever it is, right? This issue, this problem, this obstacle. The obstacle does not have you. We have the obstacle, right? And as soon as we realize that, then that's when things start to shift. Um, Earlier today I was sort of battling with the idea of, you know, sort of like stressing out a little bit about finances and stuff. But I had to shift my mind. I was writing in my journal, and I wrote something about like worry about money. I was worried about money, but then I caught myself and I thought, no, I'm not going to apply that sort of mentality towards money. So I changed it. I completely shifted. I completely took out that word out of my uh, sorry, it's I can't even think of the word, but out of the existence of my mind, right? So completely refreshed, you know, replaced it with another word, which is prosper, right? Abundance, right? So completely shifted it, and that's the way I've been thinking all day, and which makes me feel really good, because it's all about feeling really good. You don't go up to somebody and go, "Hey, how are you thinking? How are you thinking?" No, how are you feeling? Because we're all human beings and we all feel, right? The only time we think is when we ponder about something that happened or whatever it is, right? And sometimes we get stuck in that moment, and it's tough to jump out of that, but we got to shake that off. We've got to shake that off. If we're feeling distressed, if we're feeling like anxious, whatever it is, we've got to shake that off. How do we shake that off? I don't know. I chant. I do push-ups. I listen to music. I try to get out of my head. I call a friend. I think the biggest thing, the most important thing is really to call a friend. Community is important in terms of like shifting the way you think, and to come out of whatever whatever thing you're dealing with. I know whenever I call a friend and have a talk, I feel better immediately, because that friend has some important things to say to me, and I soak that in. I really do. I soak that in, and it totally helps, and it totally shifts my mind, and helps me a lot. If anything, I just want to leave with this today. Is that war is created in the mind, and peace is created from the heart. Let's just remember that. War is created in the mind, and peace is created from the heart. All right, everyone. Let's win together. Let's have a great end of the week. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. We're going to have a great day. And let's, win next week, and the week after, and the week after that, and the month after that, and the month after that, and the year after that, and the year after that, and decades after that. Let's just win. Okay. But let's just start right now. All right. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.